Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Thoughts, Feelings, and Updates. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm kind of enjoying doing it. I'm still a little uncomfortable seeing myself on the videos, but if you guys aren't really having any issues with it, I'm still trying to get used to it. So today I want to talk to you guys about community. The knife community has been really amazing, but it's kind of split for me because I have the production world where the community is a little bit different than the maker world, I feel like. So the production world, it's all about the new and exciting things that are coming out. And the new super steels or handle materials or lock type, those are like the trendy things. Where in the maker world, it's all about maybe techniques and sticking to tradition with some of those techniques too. So it's kind of a different thing because one's moving kind of forward and forward and forward and what the new thing is, and the other one is moving forward but still stuck into the traditional methods. So I recently went to a meeting. It's a cutlery club meeting. Here in the Central Florida area, there isn't a lot going on knife world wise, unfortunately, and there's a small club. And every January they put on a show. It's definitely not like a blade show or anything else, but honestly, it's more my style. It's a small show, only a couple hundred tables are at the show, if that. But it's small. Maybe you take you a couple of hours to get through it, but the people there are amazing. It's collectors, it's production people, and makers, custom makers, and it's a good mix of everything, and suppliers for us makers too. It's where I picked up some of my Damascus that I've been working on, which I'll show you here in a second. But the show is pretty cool, and I got to meet some of the people involved to put on that show. There's a gentleman that I met there that I had made me a knife. Where's my microfiber cloth? I'll have to use this. I saw a knife on his table, and I've explained my aesthetic to you guys before, that I kind of like smaller EDC size knives. That's kind of what I'm drawn to. So when I see big knives, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, that's great. But I'm more drawn to the big EDC or the small EDC stuff. And he had a knife similar to this on his table. This is Jim Hoehne. Here, I have his information right here. He is an incredible maker. He's a newer maker, but he had this knife, and here's his information right here. Boom. So please go check out Jim. He does some amazing work. But I saw this knife on his table. It wasn't exactly this knife. The knife that was on his table was a Damascus blade with mammoth ivory, and it had jibbing, and it had all the bells and whistles, and it was like $400. And I was like, that's an amazing knife, but that's way out of my price range because I just wanted something to be able to carry every day. And I reached out, and he said he would make me something. I told him kind of what I was looking for. Stainless, a nice stretched out blade, more like the one he had on his table. And he ran with it. He asked me what handle material I wanted. I said the black micarta. And then he asked me what color I like. I said blue, and he ended up with the blue liners, blue lanyard. That was his thing. He just ran with it. He rounded the crown, which I didn't even, that's like one of my favorite things on a knife is a rounded crown. And he did that. And he did a high polish on the blade. And it came out really amazing. So this knife is awesome. So I got in touch with Jim, and I started talking to him about me making, and we were putting ideas back and forth. And as most makers, you have a mentor, someone who can mentor you, give you information. And I don't really have a mentor. I guess I can see Jim as kind of a mentor, but he doesn't like that because I think he's still learning too. And so he's not really too comfortable thinking that he's a mentor in any way because he's learning along with me. And so I don't really have a mentor. So going to these meetings, I started going to these meetings, and I just went to one a couple of days ago. And every time I go, the purpose of the meeting is come together, bring some of your work. We'll talk about it. Some of the old timers there will, be brutally honest with things you need to work on. And, they're not trying to be mean, but they want you to be better and they want you to move forward. You're the future of the making world, so they want you to be better. So the community has been amazing in that sense. I've been able to reach out, make some contacts with people, other makers, and to really get some good feedback on the knives that I make. Which led to an upcoming event that's coming up with some big time makers, as far as I know. It's a barbecue happening this weekend, and I got invited by a maker who actually was at Blade Show. He had a table set up, and I think there's probably going to be a lot more other people that had tables. And they're like, yeah, bring your project, talk about something you're struggling with. We can all help you. And that's the community that I'm talking about. If there's something you're struggling with, let us know. We can help you. And then on Instagram, anytime I reach out to a maker and be like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And they have been very helpful. They don't hesitate to ask what's going on and checking up on you and making sure everything's good. So it's been amazing community. And then on the production side of things, I think that side gets a little kind of, you know what I mean? With all the new things, and it's like, well, you're using that steel over this steel, or I don't really like that handle material, so I don't really like that knife. I don't know. Guys, people are trying to make knives, and they're trying to put out the best quality that they can. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I don't think we should drive what some people say into what knives you're going to buy and not buy. If it's a budget thing, well, then that's a pretty big deal for most people, is the budget. If it's a steel thing, I live in Florida, so D2, I have found, is not the best steel for us here. So I need something that has a little bit more stainless quality, something like that. So these are the things that you all have to take into consideration. And when someone does a knife review, take what they're saying into consideration, but, is it something you like? Then go for it. As far as you guys know, on the production side, I'm slowing down. As much as I love Civivi and Kaiser and some of the big makers, it's almost become too much. I can't keep track of it. Their knives are amazing. I'm a huge fan of Civivi. They're within my budget. They check a lot of the boxes that I have, but the stuff, I can't keep up. So I'm going to try to pay more attention to smaller makers. So recently I picked up this. This is the Tempest Knives Microburst. And I also shared with you on the channel the Orion Cetus, which I don't have here on the table. But this is kind of what I'm looking for. Smaller makers that are making high quality products that are just amazing and fit into the parameters on which I personally like. This thing has gotten so good. The more I mess with it, the more I play with it, it has just gotten really good. Really drop shutty, and it fits perfect in my pocket. Really nice blade shape. Some people might not like that blade shape, but I kind of do. I can really get on that tip, make any draw cuts, anything. It's a really nice knife. So KC, you hit it out of the park with this one, and I'm sure your other ones are just as good. They're just getting a little too big for me. So that's where I am with that, with the production side, and enjoying the community for which I'm diving into. But the maker community has been absolutely amazing. So I want to talk to you guys today about, okay, so updates. So those are some of my thoughts. Updates. So, what do you guys want to see? All right, let's talk about what things that are still for sale and available. The Cardinal, still available. I think I have it on Etsy for $120, $110. 440C stainless, nice blade, very thin edge. Will get any of your ADC stuff taken care of. Green liners, black burlap micarta, stainless steel pins. So this is an amazing package with a Kydex sheath and loop, nice and tight. It's not going to fall out, guys. Not falling out. I do my own sheaths. Got a little thumb hole right there for your thumb to pop it out. Really great little blade. So check out my Etsy store. I'll put a link in the bio, or a link in the description. There's also one in my bio. I have this pedal, OD green burlap micarta. Nice little EDC blade. Open any boxes that you have, anything that you would ever need. Nice little blade, $10.95. I believe this blade is only $95 for a custom blade. It's pretty darn good, I thought. And just a nice little lanyard there, just for the pinky. But excellent little blade. Kydex sheath, red loop. So great little package. So those are the two I have available right now. The pink one sold, so that one's going out to its new owner. It went out yesterday. So I think Richard, return buyer. So thank you. It's coming to you, buddy. It's coming to you. I am finishing up this. This is a naked column. The reason I call it a naked column is skeletonized. I'm finishing this guy up. Just did the sheath on it. I posted a little short on the acid washing because I just stone washed the blade. So I don't know if you guys will be able to pick that up. A nice stone wash on the blade. I just did that. Blued the entire blade up so it has that nice kind of dark look to it. Rounded everything off. It's a fun little EDC blade. It has this little whoop right there. So you get your fingers in and your thumb ends up right where that is. So it's a fun little blade. Great little chopper. I don't know. There's something about that I love. Something about it. I don't know what it is, but I love this thing. This is spoken for. All that's left really is a little bit of polishing and put the edge on it. And this thing will be ready for its new owner. And Chad, this is coming to you, buddy. I'll reach out when this is ready, but it's almost there. Almost there. So I kind of want to keep this around for that barbecue. I want to bring that to the barbecue so people see. Because I definitely have my own aesthetic. Most people like to make blades that are pretty big. And the biggest blade that I make is the next one I'm going to show you is this. So the Damascus project is pretty much over. There's just a couple things I'm still working on. It's an ongoing project, but it came out pretty good. The handle came out pretty nice. Everything lines up fairly well. You guys know I struggled with those copper liners, but I got it all to work pretty well. But yeah, this thing is crazy good. I'm really happy with it. What I love about this Damascus is that side can look like this, and you got the nice little layers built in, and then this side is completely different. Completely different. So this bar Damascus I picked out because it had some really cool patterns, and I like low layer over high layer Damascus. Just gives it a little bit unique look. Rounded the spine because I love it, and your thumb fits right in behind it on that harpoon. Really cool blade. This is called Pistol, is my model that it's called. Excellent little, well, I guess some people would consider it little. I consider this big because I would never be able to use that on a daily basis, but I guess this blade could be whatever the owner of it ends up using it for. One day I might sell it, but right now this is mine, and I'm going to keep it around. Copper pins, copper tube, copper liners with the black G10 liner. Came out really, really nice. Really happy with the way that it came out. So I look forward to finishing this guy up, putting an edge on it, and getting it done. The only thing I want to do is, I usually do Kydex sheaths, but I don't feel like Kydex is the right move for this blade. I feel like it needs leather. So I've reached out, and I might be getting somebody to make me a leather sheath for it, or I might make it. Who knows? You know, it's one of those things. It's just push yourself. Always push forward. I've talked to many makers, and they're like, as long as you're pushing forward, you're doing good. Never get complacent with what you do. On the table next to me, I have the two buds. They are in pretty good shape. I'll just share one. It's a nice 3-finger blade. You can get the pinky on the handle a little bit, but it's a nice little EDC blade. I got two of them. One of them is doing the purple G10 with the green tubes. So there's going to be 3 tubes in it. So it's going to look pretty cool. And the other one is the OD green with the orange tubes. So I'm going to be doing that. I have 2 blades also at Peter's right now getting heat treated. A pedal and a rock copper. The rock copper is getting blue G10, and the pedal is getting kind of like my build along. So it's going to be that purple and black layered G10. This stuff, but green liners. So it's going to be pretty cool. So these are the upcoming projects that I have going on. And some of my thoughts and feelings. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for now. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is yours.